All right, real quick, it's yours truly, Mr. Taliaferro. Before the video starts, it would mean the world to me if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram. That's how my business grows. It's Mr. Taliaferro on your screen right now. When you follow and subscribe to me, you become one of the pharaohs. That's how I talk business, and that's how you support a young hustler out here getting it. All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing? I'm like, whoa, some of the shit I'm hearing, I am shocked. Let me first off start by saying salute to James Prince, the father of the Prince boys, a respected OG out of Houston. I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth. I respect him just because everybody else respects him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know this man. Obviously, I was not around for, I don't know what he's done to people to invoke fear in people, but guess what? I respect the hell out of this man. So you might even hear me call this man sir in this video, but I got nothing but respect for this man because I plan on doing business in the Houston area at some point soon in my life. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, this man seems like he don't play no games. Now, this man is promoting a book, Jay Prince is, and again, he's a powerful figure. He had Rap-A-Lot records that was really popping in the 80s and 90s, not as popping today, but we do have to credit his son, Jazz Prince, who was the person who kind of helped founded Drake, one of the first people that believed in Drake early on, kind of made the relationship with Wayne and everything like that. So we got to credit him there. And we also, if you don't know anything about James Prince, remember one of his other sons, another Jay Prince, I think this was James Prince Jr. It's too many Princes. Anyways, that son was the one that was involved with the beat with Tekashi a few months ago at Southbound Southwest when he was like, "What's up, Tekashi? You don't want your back end, nigga?" I was watching that video like, "Nah, I don't want my back end, nigga. You can keep that bullshit." So nevertheless, the Prince family is nothing to play with. We understand that. So James Prince, the father, is doing interviews for this book, and he stopped with Sway, and he said some stuff that I thought you guys would love to hear. Obviously, we can't play the audio, but all I can do is summarize. I asked you guys a question in my video that's almost at 100,000 views now yesterday when we broke the story that James Prince, I'm not gonna say broke it, but we talked about the story when James Prince said he called Drake and told Drake, "Don't you respond to Pusha T. This has gotten out of bounds." And now we're finding out the process or the protocol was James Prince was the person who reached out to Kanye West. I'm pretty sure Kanye West was not going to get involved at it at all. So, you know, whatever Pusha T did, because remember, Pusha T was in the studio with Ye while all this was going on. Pusha was in the studio with Ye last week and the week before that, right? He's been in the studio with Ye when he's not been doing press for his project. So in regards to James Prince, he reached out to Kanye. I'm guessing Kanye wasn't going to get involved at all. He reached out to Kanye and said, "Look, what's going on here? What's going on with your man? I don't know your man, but I know you. What's going on with this? I feel as if though your guy got too respectful." James Prince believes that Pusha T got too disrespectful when he said something about Drake's mom, dad, and his dying friend is what James Prince said. I don't know if Noah's dying. He has MS, and somebody corrected me in my comment section. You can die from MS, but just to get back at that person who said that in my comment section yesterday, there are medicines and stuff to live with it and live longer. So I'm not going to say Noah's dying. That's not 100% accurate. We don't know because we're in the midst of them advancing. According to one of my close friends who's done a lot of research on it, we're in the mix of them advancing stuff with multiple sclerosis. So anyways, James Prince said that Pusha took it too far. Now, what I said in response to that, I was like, yo, James Prince, according to Pusha T, to give him credit, he said he would have never took it there had Drake never mentioned his fiance. And I was the person who was like, yo, just like Pusha, why did Drake even say, "I'm gonna let it ring on you like Virginia Williams"? The bar was corny and whack. You could have left that out. Pusha T swears, and again, we just got to take a man at his word. He swears he wouldn't have took it this far, bringing up this man's baby mama, and his family in the way that he did, had Drake never said his wife's name. And if you remember when Pusha T dropped the story of a day, the diss record in the direction of Drake, he flat-foot said, "No one will ever bring up my wife's name in that record or my fiance's name in the record." Surgical Summer Part 1. So James Prince was like, in response to that, he was like, Drake didn't disrespect Pusha T's fiance in a vulgar way. That's exactly what he said. He said what he said was not in a vulgar way. Now, I know my comment section is going to go crazy after that. A lot of people are going to be like, yo, what the hell is James Prince talking about? And I'm guessing some people are going to see his side. Again, it wasn't the biggest disrespectful thing Drake could have said about Pusha T's fiance, but I'm going to side with Pusha on this one. Don't bring my fiance up at all. Because regardless of whose bars were nastier, who started the disrespect to that level? And Pusha was like, you know the rules, no wife, no kids. I feel as if though Drake crossed the line with that, and I don't think he has the right to be upset at how somebody responds when you initiate that type of war. You can say Pusha T brought it back to the forefront. Hell, I'll even argue that Pusha T was just responding to Two Birds, One Stone, whatever, and that was all rap. Two Birds, One Stone was just a diss in the midst of a verse. Drake, that was Drake's record, and what, like 6, 7, 8 months ago, Pusha T wasn't dropping the project then. He waited till he dropped the project a week or two ago, and he addressed Drake then. He addressed Drake. Drake responded with an entire record. That record included Pusha T's fiance, and he feels a way. That's how we got the story of it. And according to Pusha T, it would have never went that far. So James Prince says, look, I'm going to just dead all this because Pusha T got too disrespectful. And he brought up the diss record that, according to James Prince, would have ended Kanye West and Pusha T's career. So not only Pusha T, he believes it would have ended Kanye West's careers, or it would have been to the point that they would have had to move around differently. According to James Prince, Drake really did his research. He had a crazy diss record that was just going to impact day-to-day life. So I'm guessing Drake was very upset. And anybody that I've talked to who has a relationship with Drake or somebody close to Drake, he's pissed. He did not take that 40 diss well. He did not like that 40 diss more than the family diss. That one hurt. That one hurt Drake. The blackface stuff hurt as well. Those two things more than the baby mama shit is hurting the brand. That's hurting the brand. But Drake will bounce back. He'll find a way to cover that brand stuff up. That's hurting the brand and the money. That hurts Drake. Don't get me wrong, but that doesn't hurt as much as the Noah diss, according to this source that I have, and the blackface diss. Remember, the blackface diss caused Drake to get on his social media account and talk about and talk about what happened and say, yo, this is what the blackface represented. I was an actor a long time ago, about to do a movie with a producer and all that. We had a photo shoot and all that. But for him to address that and to know things, those things really pissed him off. James Prince swears that Drake had one of them ones, though. He swear he had one of them crazy records. Here's the problem with that. Because I don't want to look at it as if James Prince is just doing media because of he's standing up for somebody that he has a relationship in Drake. I can't say that's the case. Is James Prince benefiting from this going on, this beef? Yes, he is. Because people are clicking on his interviews that wouldn't have been clicking on his. I would not have clicked on a Sway and Push It and James Prince interview. And all respect to the legend Sway, I can barely get through his interviews at this point. They're boring a lot of the times. With all that being said, this is helping James Prince's interviews, and it's kind of helping Drake in a way cover it up. Now, the problem is we'll never know if this record exists or not. What if James Prince is lying? What if he's telling a little white lie for his artists? We'll never know. We're going by his word. We're not going to hear from Drake. And by the way, Drake, I'm calling you out. If I called Cole out, who had no controversy around his name, I'm calling Drake out. Drake, yo, you need to do interviews. And don't go do the same little Zane Lowe press run that you always do. Now you got real issues that's revolving around real business, and you might lose fans over it. And people for the first time look at you as somebody who took an L. If you want to, look, I'm not saying you got to save face, no pun intended, because you wore the black. Never mind. I ain't even going to get into the jokes. I just think you need to do real press. Not no Zane Lowe like you, Nicki, and Kendrick and all y'all do because y'all scared to get asked real questions. You got to do a real interview for once in your life. You got to hit the Breakfast Club. It would be nice to go to Ebro if you don't want to do Breakfast Club. We'll take that for the culture. We'll take something. What you cannot do though is do because he's got to do something to address all this. He's going to do something. I would imagine maybe like a documentary style thing is what he's planning on doing. But in my opinion, we don't want to see you go kiss Zane Lowe ass for an hour and a half. You need to do press. At the least, you need to do Angie Martinez. And even then, I think it's kind of a cop-out. And I got nothing but love and respect for the legend Angie Martinez. People know she's giving them an easier time than Ebro or a freaking Charlemagne or Envy or Yee. You need to do real press, sir. You need to do real press. At the worst, do Big Boy or something. You cannot allow these narratives in the atmosphere to go on. The kid thing is not really my biggest concern. In revolving around the kid thing, I'm more or less concerned about your brand. Because now people are going to think about Adata, and if that's the name of your brand, as blackface. I'm concerned about how you allowed a dude to diss you and you not going to respond. I'm concerned about the fact that you're allowing somebody else to tell your story and you not responding to this record. You letting somebody else do interviews in your name. Come on now, Drake. You can't be that afraid of press. Mr. Taliaferro TV, thank y'all for the time, love, support, don't take it for granted. James Prince claims Drake had a diss record for the ages and it was going to affect the careers of Kanye West and Pusha T dramatically. Do y'all think he's telling the truth about this? Subscribe to my platform for more exclusive conversations on this topic and more. Man.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty. Yeah.